Hi, I'm Kathy Bradick and I'm the founder of the Turban Project. We make free headwear for cancer patients, anyone who's lost their hair due to a medical reason. Our most call is for people undergoing chemo, but you may have alopecia, you may have had surgery and your hair isn't going to grow back. We will make you headwear free of charge. I'm getting requests for our beanies. This is a new product that we started making. So we're going to do a how to sew a beanie video so that you can follow along. And this is what we're going to make today. And it's yellow with contrasting black threads so you can see the work as we're doing it. And this is what the beanie looks like before we sew it. And we're going to put that together to make a nice headwear for the patient. So I've already pre-pinned this. The first thing I do is the hem, and the hem is only going to be 1 inch to 1.25 inches wide. So I've pinned it so that it's ready to sew. And you always sew the hem with a zigzag stitch. That way it stretches so the threads don't break when they put it on their head. So we're going to go ahead and start with a zigzag stitch, and as I sew it, I'll very slightly pull on the fabric to stretch it, and that'll make it also so the threads don't break. Okay, here we go. The beanie is really one of the easiest of all our headwear to make. It just takes a few minutes. We always need volunteers, so if you ever want to sew for us, we will make sure that you get pre-cut, ready to sew fabric. Just like what I held up to you, I would send to you or take it to you. So we just finished the hem. Always remember to clip your threads short, because if you forget, when a patient doesn't have any hair, they're going to feel that on their head, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So I'm going to remove the pins, and then we're going to put it together. Okay, so now we're going to do right sides together. So we're going to fold one side in so that we've got the points together. And we're going to start at the very top, and we're just going to sew down a little bit past where the cutting ends. So we've got the V. We put it together, and we're going to sew just towards the end of that V. And it's going to be a straight stitch. It's usually about 3/8 of an inch stitch, or just past your presser foot. Okay, so let's do a straight stitch. Now I'm coming up to the bottom of the V. I'm going to go past it, and I'm going to taper down so that you don't just do it in a square, or it'll leave a bump on the head. So I'm going to taper past that V. And let me show you this. Clip your threads short. Okay, so you can see how I've gone, just here's the end of it, and I've gone maybe another inch below it in a taper. Now I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to fold this side in, just like we did on that one, and we're going to repeat the same thing on this side. I'm tapering it down. Always do a little bit of a back stitch to lock it. And clip your threads. We're halfway done. It's just been a few minutes. Okay, so from here, we're going to keep right sides together. This is what it looks like now. And I'm going to put the seams from the two V's together. and I'm going to pin it because that's going to be at the top of the head, and you want the seams to come together like in a crisscross. I don't pin very many things because these are simple patterns, but when you have to be exact, better to pin than not. And I'm also going to pin down by the hem so I can keep the hem straight in the back. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a 3/8 inch seam from the hem all the way over to this. This is the bottom of the third V. And believe it or not, we'll almost be done. So this is a straight stitch, 3/8 inch seam, okay, we're coming to the end of that V, so I'm going to taper it down again. Okay, now we make this one today out of fleece, and it's very comfortable for the patients, but you can also make it out of soft stretchy knit fabric too. Now the only thing we have left to do, and the only reason I do it is because the pattern actually says to do it, but I really think it's optional. It tells us to zigzag our seams, so I'm going to zigzag them, and then we'll be done, and I'll show you the end result. Just be careful when you do it that you don't go, you're just zigzagging to the seam. If you zigzag over it, it's going to show when you open it up to the right side. So don't go past the seam. These are very, very popular hats. Now this is a plain one, but you can get some really cute patterns. Flowers, butterflies, horses, fish, deer. Or you could take a plain one like this and put an applique on it, a flower, or a kitten, or something that would, you know, something that would dress it up for the person who's going to wear it. That way you can critique it to their personalities. Okay, so we just did one, the big seam. Now I'm going to do the two side seams. And I think this black thread shows pretty well so you can see the work. And I know for sure that someone's going to want a yellow one with black thread. It's probably a team color somewhere. Okay, we got one more to do. You see how fast this is. This one's hard to mess up. It's an easy one, especially if you're a beginner. Okay, I think I've cut all my threads. I'm going to turn this around. And now you see, we've got our beanie. It's complete. You can dress it up how you want it after you're done. Thank you.